He stood in front of a $15,000 watch he had dreamed about 4 years, and just walked away. Not because he couldn't afford it. He had the money. He could have bought it right then and there. He walked away because he had a sudden, crystal clear realization. Real success isn't something you wear on your wrist. It's something you build, brick by brick. He loved watches. Not to check the time. He had a phone for that. He loved what they represented. Power, respect, that undeniable feeling of, I've finally made it. For years, every time he felt stuck in life, every time his career felt like it was going nowhere, he'd pull out his phone and stare at that one photo. The perfect watch. It was his secret promise to himself. One day, this will be mine. No, he wasn't poor. He had a good job. The bills were paid. There was food on the table. Life was okay. But okay was slowly, quietly suffocating his dreams. Money came in, and just as quickly, money went out. Every single month, it was the same cycle. No growth, no progress, no real freedom. And that feeling of being stuck scared him more than anything. Then, one afternoon, he decided to go inside the store. And there it was, under the bright lights, sitting in a glass case. The exact watch from the photo. He asked to try it on. As the salesman clipped it to his wrist, it felt heavy, but in the best possible way. The salesman smiled, a practiced, confident smile. "It looks perfect on you," he said, and for a fleeting second, he felt it. He felt like a winner. He felt like his future had finally arrived. He could buy it. It would be easy. But instead of pulling out his credit card, he asked the salesman for a pen and a piece of paper. Before we go any further, please hit the subscribe button. By the end of this video, the way you think about money may completely change. The salesman looked surprised, but handed them over. He wrote down 2 simple lines. $15,000, or 1 year of real freedom. He stared at those words for what felt like an eternity, but he would stay stuck in the exact same place forever. He took the watch off, gave it back, and quietly said, "Thank you," and walked out of the store. That very same day, he opened a new savings account on his phone. He named it The Watch. And he made one simple rule. Never, ever touch this money for anything else. From that day on, every time he felt the urge to buy something like new shoes, expensive belts he didn't really need, ordering takeout when he had food at home, any random impulse purchase, he didn't buy it. Instead, he opened his banking app and sent that exact amount of money straight to the watch account. At first, it hurt. It felt like he was punishing himself, denying himself small pleasures. But after a few weeks, the feeling started to change. It wasn't pain anymore. It was strength. It felt like he was finally, for the first time, in control of his money and his future. He started to see the real problem. He wasn't buying things because he needed them. He was buying them to feel like he was moving forward. Toadette, a tiny, temporary hit of feeling successful. The watch was never really about the watch. It was about the feeling he was chasing months passé. The money in the account grew. Slowly, but surely. He started reading real books about money. Not the get-rich-quick schemes, but the honest, boring truths that actually work. He learned what the wealthy already know. You don't get rich with big, exciting, lottery ticket moves. You get rich by saying no to small things, again and again. By keeping the small promises you make to yourself every single day. When a friend got a promotion and showed off a flashy new car, he didn't feel a pang of jealousy. He just felt calm. He did a quick mental calculation of the monthly car payment, and that night, he sent that exact amount to his watch account. Not to compete, but because he was becoming a different person. He was playing a different game. Exactly 1 year later, he walked back into that same jewelry store. Same bright lights, same quiet music, and the same watch, sitting in the same glass case. The salesman even remembered him. "You're back," he said with a welcoming smile. He asked to try it on one last time. The fit was still flawless. The tiny, intricate movements inside were still hypnotic, but the magic was gone. The spell was broken. The watch no longer held the promise it once did. It just felt ordinary, like a trophy he'd already won in a completely different competition. He took it off and handed it back. "I'm good," he said. And he left. That night, he didn't buy the watch. Instead, he transferred the full amount from his watch account, which had now grown to well beyond the original price tag, into a diversified portfolio. He bought low-cost index funds. He beefed up his emergency savings. He started a down payment fund for a house. He was building with real blocks, creating real options for himself. The watch had never been the reward. It had been the training weight, the heavy thing he had to carry until he got strong enough to finally put it down. He didn't give up on wanting nice things. He just raised the bar for what nice actually meant. His dream didn't shrink. It expanded, because he finally understood that the ultimate flex is not a luxury item sitting on your wrist for everyone to see. The ultimate flex is waking up one day and realizing you own your mornings, you own your decisions, you own your time. It's knowing that no paycheck, no boss, and no unexpected bill can hold you hostage anymore. If he had bought that watch, his life wouldn't have collapsed overnight. That's the beautiful lie that temptation tells us. Nothing dramatic would have happened. He would have worn it proudly for a few weeks. People would have noticed. He would have gotten compliments. And for a little while, he would have felt like he was ahead of the game. But then, the excitement would fade. The watch would just become a normal part of his day, and quietly, invisibly, the consequences would begin. His savings would be gone. His margin for error would disappear. An unexpected car repair would feel like a crisis. A bad month at work would feel dangerous. He would still wake up on Monday mornings with that same tight feeling in his chest, the same quiet fear, the same dependency on his next paycheck. The watch wouldn't buy him freedom. It would only buy him silence. The kind of silence that hides a problem instead of solving it. Instead of investing, he would have delayed investing. Instead of building options, he would have built pressure. Instead of compounding his progress, he would have compounded his risk. Every dollar tied up in a symbol of status is a dollar that isn't working for you. A dollar that isn't protecting you. A dollar that isn't buying back your time. And time, he now understood, was the most valuable asset of all. Money without time is just decoration. By walking away, he didn't just save $15,000. He bought flexibility. He bought peace of mind. He bought the ability to make decisions without panic. He bought the mental space to think long-term instead of just reacting to the short-term. His money stopped being something that vanished every month and started becoming something that stood guard over his future. Months later, when the stock market dipped, he didn't panic because he wasn't overextended. When inflation caused his expenses to rise, he didn't stress because he had built buffers. When a new career opportunity appeared that paid less but offered more fulfillment, he could actually consider it because his money was not locked into a symbol of success that no longer mattered to him. The quiet discipline of that one single decision reshaped how every future decision felt. He started to understand something that most people never slow down enough to see. Your finances aren't really about numbers on a screen. They're about your behavior. They're about your identity. They're about who you become when no one is watching. Every time he chose not to buy something to impress other people, he was investing in what protected himself. Every time he delayed a moment of pleasure, he strengthened the trust he had in his own judgment. Every transfer into his savings, every small investment, every boring, responsible decision was a vote for the person he wanted to become. Years from now, no one will remember the watch he didn't buy, but he will remember the nights he slept peacefully. He'll remember the mornings he woke up without that familiar dread. He'll remember the confidence that came from knowing a bad month wouldn't ruin him, the freedom of choosing his work, not needing it. The watch would have measured time. This choice gave him ownership of it. That's the part no one ever talks about. Real wealth doesn't announce itself. It doesn't sparkle and shine at first. It grows quietly, patiently, almost invisibly in the background. And then one day, you wake up and realize the life you once dreamed of buying was actually built instead. Most people think delayed gratification is about noble suffering, gritting your teeth through deprivation until you finally deserve the prize. But that's not what it is. Delayed gratification is vision. It's choosing the bigger, more meaningful life over the shinier, more immediate moment. It's understanding that sometimes the most powerful, life-changing purchase you will ever make is the one you quietly walk away from. If you have ever stared at something you wanted and felt that same tug of war inside, that battle between the now you and the future you, let me know. Trot walked away in the comments below. Let me know you're choosing freedom over flash, too. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Financial Motivation.